20 years ago, Singapore's National Performing Arts Centre launched a multi-genre festival dedicated to Indian arts, the first of its kind in Southeast Asia. Since then, Kalaa Utsavam has presented numerous Indian artists of standing from Singapore and around the world. It is a torchbearer of Indian arts and culture and an aspirational performance platform for budding artists.
My first festival was in 2007, and I remember that I had to make sure that things go well, you see. So because it was very daunting also, I would say, and coordinating between different departments, making sure things are smooth and ready. So the planning and everything, I remember I think I lost weight in the early years of the festival, being the only person in the team, yeah.
So I think we're very lucky that we were a part of the team that was a part of the inception of the whole festival. So Sanjoy Roy, the founder of Teamwork Arts in India, and Shweta Asnani, who started Teamwork Productions in Singapore. We always have very lovely nostalgic conversations of when it started. So to see where we've come after 20 years from that, it's really fabulous for us.
Connection has been built over 20 years. I remember that in 2002 is when they had the faith in us to put us on this wonderful platform. And since then, our connection to Kalaa Utsavam, their faith in us, and our faith in the wonderful artistry that they show in Singapore has grown. So it's a very fond relationship I have, also on mutual trust and respect. It's been a very interesting, educative, artistic association with Kalaa.
Well, it used to be one of our favorite times of the year. We would really look forward to the winters in Singapore, and so many great artists from India would come there. I remember seeing so many bands from across the country, so it was a wonderful time.
In these 20 years, I think I practically grew in this festival, and I've been practically in every place in Esplanade wherever possible I can think of. And whatever I dreamed throughout, it really happened as a reality.
It's just the welcoming aura that the whole festival had. We were alongside so many big names. We were still fledglings. It was really exciting. I think altogether, the whole experience was a fond memory itself.
An opportunity to perform is very important. And what is so unique about Kalaa Utsavam is that you actually get to perform in a state of art environment.
It's a very important representation for the arts heritage, the rich arts heritage of the Indian performing arts. It's a treat, a rare treat, and in that way for the Singapore audience.
I feel Kalaa Utsavam actually encompasses age groups, the artist profiles, like you have international artists, you have local artists, you have talks. So it's a beautiful combination of many things spread over 10 days. In Singapore, the Kalaa Utsavam is actually giving a huge venue for people to see exclusive, something which you cannot even go to India and see.
I think what Kalaa Utsavam has done is that it has brought Indian artists and different cultural, unique Indian art forms together in one festival. And every year they've done something different. So when you hear Kalaa, or when you know you're going to be part of Kalaa Utsavam, it's not going to be the typical things that you watch outside. They're always going to, although stay authentic to the art form itself, they always bring a new angle to it, which is a pleasure watching and a great learning experience.
I've been privileged to be part of at least 5 different editions across the last 20 years, and I'm happy to say that I feel very, very honored to be part of the Kalaa family. I think it's a very important event in the cultural map of Singapore, and the coming together of people from different communities into the Esplanade concert halls to experience the best of Indian culture, the arts, I think has made it probably one of the most important events globally.
Kalaa Utsavam, we had participated and presented the biggest productions of Kalakshetra. For an artist, it's a dream come true.
It is such a prestige and privilege that Kalaa Utsavam has established over a period of time, bringing in notch artists and accommodating only notch artists of even local and international nature that it is everyone is aspiring, and it is their fervent desire to be part of this festival.
The intelligence behind programming and the multifaceted programming that has impacted the young upcoming artists and the homegrown mature artists and the audience of Singapore. The programming, especially having international artists and bringing in, venturing on new ideas and new concepts, I think that itself has impacted Singapore audience.
Somehow every time the audience is just magical that walks in. Everybody's there to listen to music and to listen and experience something new if given.
Kalaa Utsavam's impact has not just been limited to established artists. The festival has been pivotal in providing young Singapore artists a stage unlike any other. From mentorship and training to creating opportunities for collaborations, Kalaa Utsavam has been at the forefront of championing Indian arts.
I think Kala has played an important role in promoting local arts and Indian performing arts in particular. So over the 2 decades, I think with the various commissions work, the co-producing that we did with Esplanade for Kalaa Utsavam has enabled Apsaras Arts to become an international player in this industry.
So my first experience was in 2016 when I watched Thalmans, my friend Ben, at Kalaa Utsavam at the concourse. And the following year in 2017, my band took part in the mentorship program led by our local veterans, Muhammad Rafi and his brothers.
Kalaa Utsavam has been a wonderful platform for someone like me who plays Indian music on the piano, a Western instrument. I think it's a fantastic platform to showcase Indian music in an environment where they encourage experimentation and creating, pushing our boundaries to do new work. The opportunity which I've got through Kalaa Utsavam to do the theatre, the children's theatre, that's been wonderful in terms of children get to be exposed to Indian music in a very fun and engaging way. So I've had the chance to showcase teens, through the orchestral ensembles at the concourse. So both ways, exposing the arts to younger kids and showcasing talents of older kids, it's been a wonderful dream come true for me.
Every time you see a production, talk about it, we discuss about it months ahead with the artists, sometimes even years ahead. And then when the final product is happening in front of you in the space, it's just magical. So whether it's the forecourt space, the outdoor theatre space, the concourse space, these are free performance spaces. The kind of audience encounter with these performances and artists, and even from the artist perspective, they come in and share their experience performing in the venue. That itself is also a very memorable moment for me, I feel. And with regard to the big venues, when we see local arts groups putting up their dream projects, after planning and all that hard work, and then it comes alive in that space, I think that's also another very gratifying moment to see how the arts group have journeyed with the festival and finally having that moment of excellence.
So as an audience, what does one look for? One looks for diversity, one looks for inclusiveness. Am I getting a good mix of what's current in India? Am I getting a good mix of what's current in Singapore? What are the productions that I want to see? Is it a good mix of productions? And I think with respect to that, from 2002 to date, it's come such a great long way. So it's been a great festival. It's matured. It is so inclusive because as a local artist here, there is so much opportunity to both watch and perform.
Providing the platform for these arts groups, I think is really important. Kalaa Utsavam has provided many opportunities for experienced artists and budding artists. We all love to perform here. It's a privilege.
We get a lot of local artists involved and get a lot of Singaporean to be part of it, and also to collaborate with the world-class artists.
Festival where the best perform. So when a junior artist or an upcoming performer actually gets to participate in it, they get very inspired and they aspire to go to greater heights.
Giving Indian arts a global context is one of the major focal points of Kalaa Utsavam. From its partnerships with established artists to identifying and supporting emerging artists, Kalaa Utsavam goes beyond simply presenting shows.
For one, I really am a believer of celebrating above everything humanity, and that is something which is very specific to Kalaa Utsavam. What really works for me in this festival is that is the amount of warmth it can create amongst the artists who come together. I also feel the second thing which is very, very important that this festival does is that it concentrates on a certain region of the world, and that I think is required. I think everywhere in the world this is required, because there is such an east and west divide and north and south divide, that this actually addresses that, and that I think is a huge step when it comes to looking at this festival globally.
I think what I appreciate about Kalaa Utsavam in their programming is that they really speak to a range and a variety of Indian classical arts. While Kalaa Utsavam is always looking for work that pushes boundaries, it also really embraces that which is within convention as well.
Kalaa Utsavam has a recognition for not the run-of-the-mill festival. Its curation has been very meticulous into bringing new and novel ideas, and over the years to push the envelope to also raise the standards of the performing, but also to give new taste for our Singapore audiences, so they can see a variety of acts, which has enabled us to grow the industry, whether it's theatre, music, dance or poetry.
Having the opportunity to premiere or to be able to present new work that we are creating through Kala, I think is probably equivalent of an international award for any artist from India. An artist prepares especially and very differently in order to be part of Kala, because Kala has always insisted that the work be new, not premiered anywhere else, but also be of an originality and a standard that is unique. I think it's been a wonderful challenge being chosen to present new work in as many editions as I have.
When you are an Indian artist, sometimes what happens is the mass media has to first accept you, then the Indians accept you. But I think in my journey of being a stand-up comedian, Kala was one of the few who accepted me and celebrated me and gave me an opportunity. So I'll always be grateful to Kalaa Utsavam and Esplanade for doing that.
It's evolved into a wonderful platform where it's reached out to different levels of the community. It's been very inclusive, and I think over the years, despite it being Indian festival, right? It's actually reached out to non-Indians to come in as well, Malay musicians, Chinese musicians, who played Indian music with me. I got to compose and collaborate with them, and also giving opportunities for the local talent to develop, because it was more of foreign artists, and rightfully so in the beginning, because you wanted to have a certain expectation of levels and stuff. But I think as it evolved, it included more local talent, and in that way it has brought up the local talent level.
I would say it's a great opportunity for a start, when it gave us a platform to perform, and eventually more people started to watch us in Esplanade, and then eventually we get more opportunities out from Esplanade also.
Everything that happens in this field, which makes Indian artists go and play abroad, whether it's only Indians abroad or to other people of other nationalities, is a very important step. I remember in one of the Kalaa Utsavam shows, there was this Chinese gentleman who got up and started dancing. And he had his own style of dancing, but he also was trying to imitate a little bit of the Indian dance forms. So it was really good and heartening to see that. Music is a great binder. It drops walls and boundaries between people and nations. And I think that's one big thing that Kalaa Utsavam manages.
That you have this relationship with one festival over 20 years. You have the faith in them and they have the faith in you. That we are going to let this artistry seep into and reach out and touch different cultures.
Moving forward, I feel that it's about getting more people to know about the festival. When they think about, I have a new work, I would like to present it in Kalaa Utsavam at Esplanade in Singapore. So I think that is one layer of aspiration for the festival. And I would say the second most important thing is the journey with our local art scene. We would like to be in their journey of artistic ambitions as well. So the festival coming to its 20th year, we feel that we are in the right time to build the next generation of artists and their aspirations as well as an arts festival.
From the initiated to the novice, the Kalaa experience has something for everyone.
Kalaa is itself an experience. Every artist experience through Kalaa. Here, we wonderfully understand that the Kalaa Utsavam, the name itself an experience. When we go there, the atmosphere they create for the Kalaa Utsavam, it is totally different from any other places. But as an artist, you need a Kalaa. You need an atmosphere that is beautifully created by the Esplanade whenever we reach there. So it's a beautiful experience, an unforgettable experience to be part of Kalaa Utsavam.
Experience of engaging with so many wonderful artists, of doing these collaborations which have not been done before. The iconic one which stands out is in 2012 when we curated Strings and Indian Ocean. So two iconic bands from Pakistan and India coming together on the same stage.
There's one particular performance that I enjoyed most was the Kudiyatam, a very traditional, ancient art form that was presented during Kalaa Utsavam. It actually makes you feel very peaceful. You enjoy it and you are able to relate to the art form because it's an ancient art form. And I think that again is what is very, very beautiful and very unique about Kalaa Utsavam.
The Kalaa Utsavam experience, if I were to describe it, is ideal for an artist. It just makes for an experience that's extremely comfortable and allows the artist to just give 100% of their energy and their focus to the performance, which is really all we can ask for.
Each time we have gone to Kalaa Utsavam to perform, it's been not only a pleasure to be in those absolutely fantastically equipped theatres to perform in, but also more than the performance, it's the people who run the festival. People who are there, as the face of the festival. It's been an amazing experience to meet that family again and again and again, because festival is what it is, but it is also only there because of the wonderful people who run it, and that is what I take home.
Kalaa Utsavam had the faith in my choreography and my dance company to not only invite us for our classical work, but also invite us for our contemporary work based on Kathak. And I'm really grateful that Kalaa Utsavam gave me this opportunity, had the courage to do that. And therefore we have reached out to different audiences, different age groups in Singapore. So thank you really for giving us this opportunity.
It's an amazing journey that as a festival it has come a long way. It has actually produced one of the few best shows in Singapore for the Indian community.
So the three words that come to my mind are culture, celebration and people.
Art, artist, audience.
Joyous, extremely grateful and thankful, and hopeful.
Inclusive, brilliant, current.
Unbelievable, special, and proud.
Wow, unique, and I'd say down to earth.
Celebration, strength, inspiration.
Congratulations, exhilarating, long live Kalaa Utsavam.
Just the beginning, successful and far-reaching.
Iconic, important, and globally Indian.
Long live Kalaa. Beautiful, charming, and enchanting.
Ananda Koothada Orarangam. Continue being the wonderland for the arts.
Excitement, full of energy, and new experience.
Art without compromise.
Connected, loved, created.
20 magical years. A pioneer arts festival in the region. Kalaa Utsavam, Indian Festival of Arts.